This is another example of where you can use the road and ground stabilisation mesh effectively. We've used it here on this riverbank behind me. About 10 years ago we had a big flood, and water came out over the top of the bank and carried the whole bank away and diverted the whole river, threatening to cut off about 1 kilometre of river in doing so. So after that we built a bank of soil, a bund, as you can see behind me. We covered it with the road and ground stabilisation mesh, which was just pinned down to the top of the ground, having seeded it. And as you can see, 10 years later it's done a supreme job. Lots of undergrowth, there's some shrubs growing out of it. The bank's intact despite numerous floods since. We had one last 2 weeks ago which had about 3 inches of rain in about an hour and a half, and the river was right up to the top almost, and the bank's still there, and it hasn't it's been quite a cheap way of stopping any further erosion. It's another way of using it. We've moved round now down to the riverside to have a closer look at the bank behind you. You won't see the mesh, but the mesh is slightly curved down over the top of the bank, and that has managed to hold the bank together despite the flooding. There's obviously enough roots in there to hold it together a bit, but without doing anything vertically to the bank, which would be expensive, and it hasn't seemed to be necessary yet, we've got away with it, just putting the mesh on the top and curling it down over the brow of the bank.